The sculpted keepers serve as vessels, calling a divine beast down from the heavens to take root within them. This is stated directly in the tower's prayer and reinforced by equipment descriptions tied to the divine invocation. Once the ritual begins, the divine beast acts through their bodies. The dancers are not controlling the movement, they are being moved. That is why the lion's behavior is erratic, animalistic, and inconsistent with deliberate choreography. In battle, the divine dancing lion reinforces this possession mechanically. These effects manifest instinctively as expressions of the beast itself. Even its head movements, sharp shakes, sudden snaps, and uneven pauses closely mimic the behavior of a real animal, reinforcing that the motion is not performative, but driven by something inhabiting the dancers, rather than directed by them. Divine beasts are described as messengers of the heavens, and their rage mirrors the turmoil of the skies. Storms manifest not as learned incantations, but as a natural byproduct of the beast's presence. The reverence for lions and horns traces back to the crucible, the primordial state of life before the Erd Tree, where all forms of existence were blended together. In that era, traits like horns, scales, and bestial features were not abnormalities, but signs of the proximity to the divine. When such traits appear in later ages, they are described as vestiges of the crucible, evidence of life regressing towards its original form. Lions occupy a unique place within this framework. Elder lions are described as beasts blessed with spiritually infused horns, aligning them with the crucible vitality. Siraj, though hornless, represents a controlled continuation of this legacy, a divine lion bound to restrain and regulate power, rather than embody unchecked regression. The Hornsent were a deeply aesthetic and polytheistic people whose culture was closely intertwined with the crucible and the divine. They associated horns, spirals, and tangled growths of their kind with heavenly power, seeing them as evidence of connection to the primordial forces of life. Living in Belarad in the land of the tower, they constructed the spiral tower in Nerilam and developed an intricate understanding of multiple outer gods, integrating divine powers into their rituals and practices. Their knowledge extended to the formless mother, the shadow undead, and the purification through rot, and they even created grave birds as kindred columns. Only those who excelled at divine invocation could become sculpted keepers and perform the lion dance, demonstrating the Hornsent's role as custodians of the ritual. Though their civilization was ultimately destroyed and hidden, the Hornsent's practices preserved the link between the crucible, divine beast, and vessels that carry their power. Among the divine beast warriors, only those who truly master divine invocations are elevated into sculpted keepers and granted the honor of the lion dance. Others remain as divine beast warriors, bearing similar masks and pelts, aspirants still in training, or failures who will never be chosen to house a true divine beast. The Hornsent's ritual of jar flesh melding, designed to purify and rebirth criminals and undesirables, ensnared America's shamans as a part of its practice. America weaponized these same rituals, using the jarred shamans to consolidate power, betray the Hornsent, and establish the Golden Order. Mesmer executed much of this devastation, leaving the Hornsent scattered and their legacy entangled with curses. Her hatred of the omen embodies the dangerous persistence of past cycles into the present. The lands between demonstrate that attempts to halt or reverse the natural order lead to decay, showing that the universe punishes those who are stagnant and resist the flow of time.